Hey y'all, it's Melissa here, aka Intuitive Lissa. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I went ahead and started recording this, and I'm going to upload it and get it out today. I know that I had done a post that it was going to be uploaded tomorrow. I was going to premiere 3 videos tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and get this one. So this one is an all signs about what Spirit is trying to tell you what to work on. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I always say, these are general collective messages, so it may not resonate. So whatever I'm getting, it might be to specific people or maybe even just one. But at least it'll be guidance for somebody and help to heal. And thank you always for watching. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Aries. Okay, Aries. Spirit is saying that you need to make sure there's a certain situation I'm getting for specifics that you need to make sure you're communicating clearly and properly and making sure that everybody is on the same page. It could be a romantic situation, it could be family, it could be friendship, it work, but there's something where you need to make sure that you are communicating effectively and clearly with what you are trying to release and demonstrate and are feeling. There needs to be no gray area. And everybody, you need to make sure that you're making it clear that what you are expecting or what the outcome should be or things like that. Basically, it just needs to be everybody is understanding the situation or whatever the scenario is. And you need to also, there's been some situations also for some of you where you need to work on maybe clearing your throat chakra. You are not, and this is kind of funny because Aries is known as being vocal and everything, but there's some of you that are having trouble releasing your feelings, expressing them properly. So you need to really step back and get yourself in a mindset of how to speak and get everything out there that you're needing to get out there. Your intentions known, making sure any sort of, I'm getting in some cases with this message that there's been a misunderstanding, a disagreement amongst either just a person or a couple of people, or it's where it's very clouded. There's people having different opinions and having different thoughts on what they are perceiving the situation to be. So really what I think, you need to step back, look at the whole scenario, look at the whole picture, work on making sure that you are being very exact in what you're trying to get across and what you're trying to make sure that your intentions are known. And just clear the air is basically what I'm getting. I'm getting clear the air. Making sure that everybody's cool. And if it's meant to be a situation where everybody stays cool, okay, great, and moving forward. But there's also something where it could just be the communication gets to the point to where it's like, okay, we're good, but let's just all move on, or let's just move our separate ways, or whatever, or just end whatever the situation is, the scenario is. I'm just picking up, there's, with some of you, that there's an argument or there's a misunderstanding. There's some of you that are in the midst of some kind of misunderstanding with either one person or a group of people. And you need to really just voice your opinion, or not your opinion, but voice your truth and be confident in it. Don't stammer, stutter, go into the situation with clear confidence, and you're speaking clearly. You're not stuttering, you're not stammering, you're not being passive aggressive, you're not being wishy-washy. That's kind of the same thing, but yeah, that's really what I'm picking up, is that you really need to step back, assess, and go into the situation with a lot of confidence and speaking exactly what you need to say and getting the situation cleared up, because there's something that you really need to work on with that, because apparently I'm getting, for some of you Aries, you are kind of closing yourself off and not really speaking about it, and just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever, and just basing and formatting and feeling certain ways about the situation. And some of the people, if it's a multiple party situation, you're feeling, you're just over it, and you're just like throwing your hands up like, I don't care, whatever. But you don't need to do that. This is a lesson for you to speak your mind clearly, effectively, and confidently. So you really need to grow into your confidence and speak your mind, and some of it too is, I'm just getting, don't be so quick to, I'm doing air quotes in a way, don't be so quick to pop off. Step back and assess and think before you speak. So basically with you right now, Spirit's telling you communication is something you need to work on. You need to work on being more effective with it in a way. You need to just hone in on it and not be so passionate, quick, and potentially ego-driven. So step back, cool your heels, cool your rams. Do that, just work on your communication skills is the actual total at the end of the day, the summary of it. Just work on your communication skills and you're good. Also, what I'm doing with the signs, I'm getting channeled songs when I'm shuffling or when I'm meditating on these. So I'm going to let you know what songs I'm getting. Some of them are very random and off the wall. And I've kind of looked up at like, are you sure that's the right song I need to channel right now? But, but yeah, for you Aries, and I'm going to put it in the timestamps too, the songs, your song that I was channeling when I was doing this is Eye of the Tiger. That's a song about confidence too. So I thought that kind of tied in pretty dang nicely. So hope that helps with whatever Aries needs that information right now. Okay, so we're going to keep moving forward to Taurus. Okay, so we've got your cards here. Taurus, there's a couple of things you need to do. But at the end of the day, the summary is stop being in your, and this is kind of a cancer kind of stereotype, but there's some Taurians that have been in their head or stuck or kind of in a hermit mode. They're not really moving. But then again, that is kind of a stereotypical Taurian thing too, is they like their comfort, and they like, they're stubborn, and they like their own pace and all that. So they don't like change. But with that being said, I'm getting that you need to work on being consistent. You're kind of, the best way to put it is you're kind of taking yourself and you're dipping your toe in the pool, so to speak, that metaphor, and you're just dipping it in. You're not fully emerging or doing anything to help yourself get to where you're diving in and swimming and staying, doing those laps of consistency. So you need to work on being consistent. You're kind of like halfway in, halfway out. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be, these messages aren't necessarily all love related. It can be about just life. I mean, you could be wanting to do certain things or certain projects or have certain dreams, certain things that you're wanting to do, but you're kind of halfway in, halfway out. Kind of one day you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to hit the ground running. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get started on this. I'm going to make these phone calls. I'm going to send these emails, do whatever. But then you get like, nah, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm just going to settle for what I've got right now. Life's okay. I'm not going to, you're going to like, meh. Stop doing that. Spirit's telling you, get off your butt and make it happen. Whatever it is. Whether it be you're just kind of in a hermit mode and not really talking to anybody and ignoring people and just, you're just in la la land. You're not, you're just in your own world. And that's okay. Sometimes that can be okay. We all need our me time and time where we, just have time to ourselves and to do whatever we want to do or just chill out or whatever. But Taurus, there's some of you, like I said, it's a collective reading, so it's not going to apply to everybody. But Taurus, if you're doing that, you need to work on it. You need to work on the motivating yourself and getting your butt off the ground and kicking yourself. Only you can do it. Nobody else can. But kick yourself in the butt, get up, and start making things happen, because your life's going to stay stagnant until you do that. And you're going to be semi-content, and you're going to be like, okay, life's all right. I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this next week. I'll do this next month. Whatever the case may be. And Taurus, I'm not trying to talk about mortality here, but, we aren't promised tomorrow, so you need to get off your ass and get stuff going. Make time for people, be social, get out. Stop Netflixing and chilling and eating all your snacks at night, or during the weekend. Get yourself off the ground. Some of you have really been stuck and in a depressed state too. You really need to get out and get in nature and get around some people, or play music, things that'll kind of revitalize you. But yeah, you guys need consistency. You need to get in a routine, get in a regimen, and just not half-ass it. You guys are just, some of you are just like, I'll get around to it. I'll talk to them later. I'll talk to them tomorrow or next week or whatever. I'll do this. No, you need to start a routine. You need to start being consistent with your actions towards people. I am getting something with some of you that it does have to do with people. It may be somebody that you're kind of talking to in a potentially romantic situation. You're kind of just not being the best at communicating with them. You're kind of just like, okay, yeah, I'll talk to them later. No, I'll talk to them whenever. They're not going anywhere. I got them. No, you don't. Wah, wah. You don't. That kind of mentality. There's some of you that if you keep that pattern going, that you're ignoring people that are really interested in getting to know you, and deep down you are too. If you keep putting them to the side, they ain't going to be aside anytime soon. They're going to be moving forward and not even be entertaining you anymore. They're going to get sick of it. They're going to get sick of that whole inconsistency thing where you're just talking to them when you feel like it, because you feel like, oh, they'll be around. I don't have to worry. No, you still need to put in the effort, boo-boo. Yeah, you got to keep it. You got to keep it going. You can't just assume that people are going to stick around for you. If it's a hot and cold or inconsistent thing, you can't do that. You got to put in the work. You can't just assume people are always going to stick around for you. It's sad but true. Even if they say it, there's sometimes where if you still just don't keep putting in the effort, they don't see some kind of reciprocity, they're gonna just be like, okay, I'm moving on. But yeah, let's get you going and get you a bit more consistent with your communication and with your habits and getting off your butt and getting it done. So that's what's got you going in that direction. You've got to just get yourself into that situation of a mentality of, I got this today, I got that today. You need some structure. So we're saying you need to structure yourself and get yourself going in a better mindset moving forward. And This song that I got for Taurus was Alicia Keys' If I Ain't Got You. So that might resonate with some of you all. You all might have somebody that is in your life that you want to stick around and you don't feel like you can do life without them. If that's the case, this message, and it ties into this message, you better make sure that you are doing what you need to do so you don't have to worry about not having them. All right, Gemini. All right, Gems. There's a couple of things that I'm getting. Okay, the first thing is that some of you are struggling with being yourself. I'm feeling like you're stuck in a situation where with somebody, maybe it's romantically or family or something, or a friend group, where there's a part of you that feels like you can't be yourself, or you're really doing if that doesn't apply to you, then it could also be that you are doing some reflecting yourself and you don't like certain things about yourself and you want to change. You don't feel like you're really being you, or you don't feel like you can be you. You need to work on that and be your highest and best self. And of course, that's not going to happen overnight. You need to take baby steps and just every day just do something that reminds you of who you really are, what you want, how you want to go about life, and just be yourself. If you feel like doing certain things, then do them. If you feel like saying certain things, then say them. Speak your truth, be yourself. I mean, just take the steps. If you don't feel confident with doing certain things, then start taking those steps and facing your fears, and that's going to help you get to where you find your true self. Even journal, even write it out. Write out some things about, maybe write out a game plan of within, like, set a timeline for yourself. Like, if it's whatever the thing you want to work on or want to do, like a goal or a challenge or things like that, set a timeline for yourself to do it. Like, say, oh, I want to change. Okay, we'll use some surface level examples for a second. So say, oh, I want to change my hair. I feel like this is my actual hair that I want. This is my actual hairstyle, my hair color, whatever. Okay. If you don't have anything like that right now, then by all means, wait until you have the finances. If you're looking, I mean, sometimes it can be expensive to do things with your hair. So if you don't have the money right now, then save it up and put a timeline and save up to a certain time frame that you want to do it, or research and look around to see where there's a lot of times also where if you're having issues with money, if you don't have the budget to do something. I mean, there's some hairstylists, if you go to them, it's easily $200 to do something to your hair, depending on what it is. Like, if you want to, I'm not going to go into all that for time's sake here. Not everybody wants to know about that. But basically, Cliff's Notes version, you can find like college or cosmetology schools that have students that are trying to get credits or getting on their roster of what they're doing, so that helps them graduate or just starting up. So you can look into that. There's other alternatives, but really and truly, you need to step back and look at it as who you want to be and the steps that you want to do. There's some things about that Spirit's saying that you're not really thrilled about yourself, or you want to work on, or you want to change. So you need to put those changes in motion. You kind of feel stuck right now. Some of you feel stuck right now, but it's not going to always be that. It's important to not rush yourself, just pace yourself and take steps. I mean, where you got didn't happen overnight, so where you want to be is not going to happen overnight either, is what you need to remember too. So it's all about transformation. It's all about being your most authentic self and doing what makes you happy. And you got a really happy song when I was channeling for you. I got that song Walking on Sunshine back from the 80s. That song from Katrina and the Waves. That's such a fun song. You can't be in a bad mood when you hear that song. So, yeah, it's all about loving yourself, being your best self. Go treat yourself and get yourself to where you are just loving yourself and in your most authentic power, Gemini. That's what I got for you. All right. Cancer. How you doing, my Cancerians? Okay, so Cancer. Some of you Cancerians have been in your head. That's not uncommon. You really have been holding yourself back. You've really been restraining yourself, and you've been wanting to do something or move forward with some type of idea or concept, something, but you're holding yourself back. There's some doubts. Either it's a lack of self-confidence and insecurity. You need to release those insecurities, guards. I'm getting, though, release the restraints for the most part. It's okay to still have some discernment and some, like, okay, at least start taking some steps is what I'm getting. Don't, like, go buck wild and throw yourself totally into something and then, the flames just, you can't extinguish them, and you get in over your head and get burned again or whatever. But take those restraints off a little by little. Start trusting the process. Start trusting people. Start trusting situations. Trust the universe. If you're really called to do something and it's staying with you, then you need to do it. It's okay to kind of take it a little at a time, but just make sure you're doing it. I mean, just watch out, because you're super cautious and you're super careful. There's some of you Cancerians that have really been in some bad situations, and you're very, very burnt. You're very guarded. You're extremely cautious. I mean, it's not necessarily love. It could just be it could be love. It could be where you've put a lot of time and energy, maybe money, into maybe even a business venture or something like that, or something creative, and it didn't work out how you hoped, or it just crashed and burned. And you're just really resistant and just really not very keen on going. You're stuck in your hermit mode. You're stuck in your little shell. So you're not wanting to. You're slowly kind of wanting to peek and creep out a little. That little crab head. But at the same time, it darts right back in because you get scared at the idea. If you start progressing a little, then you're like, no, I'm gonna go back in. I'm good. Actually, I'm good. I'm not gonna go out any further. Nope, I'm not gonna go walk in the sand. I'm just gonna stay here in the shade and in my little crab shell. Don't do that. Let's start making some steps out into the sand, crabbies. You need to have more fun. There's some of you that might be hiding behind work and working a lot to not deal with your life and your past hurts and experiences and things like that, and just trying not to work through things that happened to you in the past. You're kind of busying yourself and just keeping your mind busy on other things instead of doing the healing that you need to do. You need to heal and grow and move forward and take chances and get those crab claws walking out into the sand. You might not walk a mile in a day, but you might walk a few steps, but that's okay. But you need to start walking and taking chances and throwing yourself into something that interests you if you're scared, whether it be getting back out there and doing something work related or that you really have a passion for, or mending relationship, like even mending friendships, relationships, family relationships, things like that. Or you're scared to put yourself out there. Just take those little crab legs at a time and make baby steps and just keep going. If you see something positive, walk another little step. Be mindful, but still go out there, have fun, take some chances, work through anything that has got you consumed with hurt and is blocking you and guarding you from something that could be really good for you. And it's all about just moving forward and healing and growth. So you got this, Cancer. I believe in you. I have a Cancer moon, so I understand Cancers because I have a Cancer moon too. As I just said, I'm rambling. Forgive me for that. Your song that I channeled, okay, the one that I got for y'all was really interesting. It was a song from Sting back in the 80s. It's called If You Love Someone, Set Them Free. So there might be some of you that are wondering about, basically the theme of that song is that whatever in life is meant to be will be at the end of the day. The summary of that song. So whatever's going to be in life is going to be in life, Cancers. Don't sweat the outcome. Move forward. Be happy. Okay, let's see what's going on with my lovable Leos. Okay, Leo, there's okay, yours is kind of going to be similar. I'm getting some similarities with you and Aries' messages, and that makes sense. You guys are both fire signs. You guys, you need to have faith, and that's actually, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that's your channeled song. That is your channeled song, was George Michael's Faith. You need to be courageous, be strong, which Leos are, they are amazing. I love Leos. You need to balance your emotions too. You guys are kind of teeter-tottering around, and you're kind of, one minute you're kind of cool, then you start thinking about it a little more, and then you get hot-headed. So there's some situations where it's like a love and hate kind of scenario, love dislike. I really don't like the word hate, so it's like a love and dislike situation where one minute you're like, oh yeah. The next minute you're like, oh I don't care, I don't want them. They can go kick rocks. Yeah, you get it. So you've got to learn to be on an even keel. And there's some of you, there's some of you that need to work on getting your confidence and being courageous. There's some of you that are dealing with a lot of fear right now. You might have a lot of anxiety or fear. You need to rein it in. You need to rein that in with your emotions. You need to really just stop, sit back, meditate, and really just assess how you need to handle things in a calmer manner, and more, not necessarily calmer, actually, more like an even keel. Like, feelings are not facts. They ebb and flow. So you need to be cognizant of how you're feeling, and know that if you're in a situation and at the moment you're not feeling the best about it, to put it politely, you need to step back a little and let it kind of just fizzle a little, or just kind of slow down. let the dust settle a little. You've got to work on your emotions, especially your temper. There's some of you that really need to work on your temper and really need to practice patience, because there's some of you Leos that are really impatient and getting hot-headed. If things don't happen in a certain way or in a certain time, you're getting really pissed off and starting to just go roar and rant and rave, and then after the fact you're like, did I just really do all that? After you calm down, and then you kind of feel like, well, there's some of you that really are like, oh well, and you don't really pay much mind to it. And then there's some of you that are like, oh, oops, my bad. You need to just be strong and in faith and just ride out whatever you're dealing with and whatever emotions you're dealing with, and be a little more careful to think before you speak, and practice patience, because there's some of you Leos that are having situations right now, or just life period, where everything is just annoying you and you feel like nothing's going right, and your first response is to just rant and rave and rage out. Wrong way to go about it. That's not going to serve you in the long run. It's going to possibly damage some relationships if you're not careful either. So you just need to be on a more even-keeled playing field is what I'm getting for you, Leo. And the song that I got for you, like I said, because I'm used to saying it at the end, but of course I spoiled it with this one and said it at the beginning, is George Michael's Faith. You got to have faith. That one really tied in too. It's kind of funny how some of the songs are really correlating with the messages, but then there's some that are like, I've looked up like, huh, really? That's the song that I channeled? Okay, that's weird. Okay, Virgo. We're moving on to Virgo. All right, hey Virgos. Ooh, yours is the hardest. I mean, not the hardest, but the one that hurt my heart the most, because my empathic tendencies of who I am really made me feel like, oh my gosh, this one, there's some Virgos that are really hurting right now. Okay. You need to move through a situation or life period where you've been hurt or you continue to be hurt. It could be in multiple ways. It could be past childhood trauma. It could be a correlation of things. But Virgos, there is some of you that are carrying around so much hurt, so much trauma. I mean, I am feeling it. It's, you've got to take the steps to let it go. You are hurting, and there's some of you that are really dwelling on what happened in the past, and you can't shake it. You can't break the chains of the past, and you're just like, I just got a vision of like a wire ball. You're rolling around and you're in this guarded wire that would hurt people if they were to touch it. But you're staying safe inside of it. But there's people that have been trying to come around you, and they're unable to, because you've got that wire around you. It would really hurt them if they really tried to come near you. I'm getting that visual. You've got to get yourself out of that metal ball, out of that wire ball, Virgo. You've got to heal. You've got to crawl. You've got to emerge from that wire ball that I'm seeing. You have to slowly just make your way out of it. I'm seeing this is really, really seriously channeling. I see a hand, like an arm, that is trying to pull out of the metal, out of the wire, the ball. Like, I do want to be helped. I do want to be loved. Help me. But you're still not totally ready to crawl out of that wire ball. But you're slowly trying to stick your arm out and get your arm out of it so that you can start getting the rest of yourself out of it. There's a lot of people that love you, Virgo. There's a lot of people that are around you and support you and care about you and want to help you get out of that. You need to keep extending that arm out and letting hands help you pull you out. You are worthy of love. You can open your heart. You can heal. You've got this. And once you do, I see you so happy and so free. It's making me tear up. Open up. It's okay to share. You're safe. You're loved. You're more than loved. It is okay. And your message is pretty just to the point. So, keep crawling out of that wire ball, Virgo. It's okay. And I love you. I love you, Virgos, that are going through this. I love everybody, but Virgo, I love you. My heart's going out to you right now that are going through that. Interestingly, the channeled song that I got for you kind of would seem it's more like a Leo song, but I got Roar for you from Katy Perry. You're going to hear me roar. That's right, Virgo. You got this. You're going to crawl out of this, and you're going to be better than ever, and you're going to feel so happy and loved and free. Oh, I love you, Virgo. Gosh, that was a little rough. Okay, that really made me emotional. Okay, Libra. For those of you who don't know, I am a Libra. I'm a Libra sun. All right, so hello, Libras. Keep finding your way, Libra. There's some of you that are kind of lost yourself along the way, or you haven't totally figured some things out in your life. Keep moving forward and figuring it out, figuring yourself out, figuring your life out, figuring out what you want to do, who you want to be with, what goals you want to achieve. If you're not in a career that you're happy with, then figure out what's going to make you happy. Go after your passions and be happy. Create your own life. Create your own self in your own life. Libras are known to be people pleasers. You need to be in your own truth, be your own authentic self, speak your own mind, be you. This is personally, I'm going to add a personal little message in here that I've learned. There's been times, I wouldn't say I've been fake, but there's been times I've adapted around situations that I wanted to just be around, I thought. And then, well, those experiences have blown up. But that's the lesson. You're not being your authentic self. You're not doing what makes you truly happy. You're conforming yourself to adapt to a situation where it's like, okay, I'm trying to fit in. No, you shouldn't try to fit in. You're automatically going to fit in where you're meant to fit in. You're going to be around the right people that love you, care about you, respect you, to where you don't have to change who you are. If you have to change who you are, then you're not in the right element. End of story. Mic drop. Okay? Be you. Figure your life out. Figure things out. Do what makes you authentically happy. Find your purpose. Find your peace. Find your truth. Be yourself. The right people are going to be around you and love you. Okay? If you're in a situation, this goes for all signs, not just Libra, but if you're in a situation where you're having to conform yourself, get out. Get out. Because it will eventually blow up and you're going to get hurt. And you're cheating yourself out of actual happiness and fulfillment when you do that. Be yourself, Libra. Find yourself. Figure things out. It's okay. You're going to be fine. And if you're struggling through anything right now, it's all going to be okay. Things are going to be just fine for you. Be yourself. Find yourself. You're loved as you are and who you are going to be authentically. So that was short and to the point too. So the message I got for you, well, actually the song, I just said message. The song I got for you was a song from Madonna called Jump. That's a good one. I like Madonna. She's got some good stuff. I've always liked how she's just herself and she just doesn't give a damn what people think of her. I've always loved that. I always love people like that. Okay, we're moving on to Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. Don't be, okay, there's a couple of messages here. Some of you need to work on, stop being afraid to step out of the box. Take jumps, take leaps. Some of you you're confident, but you're not. And you're pulling yourself back. Some of you are really dealing with some insecurities. It's like your heart is telling you what is right and what it wants and what is good. But you're either doubting it or running from it. You're scared. You're really being doubtful about either just life in general or somebody's intentions. You're skeptical. They're okay. You can trust them. For those of you that are having that, the situation's okay. You can go and collect the $200. You're good. You're good. Stop doubting. Stop doubting. That's really what the end all be all is there's a lot of you're the one, Scorpios, you're the ones, if this resonates, let me rephrase that. Scorpios, if this resonates, stop being doubtful. Stop self-sabotaging. Stop doubting and putting a wall up and procrastinating. have more confidence, have more faith. Take the steps to push yourself through, because you guys are going to be okay. The situation, the process, the scenario is okay. It's okay to believe in it. It's okay to take that leap. Whatever scenario it is, whether it be something love related, if it's a career jump. I'm getting for some of you it's a career jump or a job jump. Some of you are really scared to take that leap. You're doing a lot of what ifs. You should be doing the why nots, or know that you did try and you know the outcome, instead of I wonder what would have happened if I did go and do it. Wondering if I did jump into something. You know, at the end of the day, the thing that we all need to remember in life is that we need to make sure that we're not having we got a list here of what if or why not, what happened. You want that what happened list to have the most answers than the what if. You want to make sure that you're living your life to where you get the lessons and you learn and you move forward, and what happens, but at least you know what if. You have the answer, instead of always wondering and wallowing in what would have happened if I had done this. What would have happened if I hadn't done this? Well, you have your answer. You want that list section of what happened to be the one that's filled out completely. And like I say, my philosophy in life is like, if you're not learning something, at least one thing a day, you are not living. You need to be learning and living. Stop sitting there scared and holding yourself back. You got this, Scorpio. Believe in yourself. If there's something that's holding you back and you're just worried about the outcome, do it. Get your answer. Because I'm feeling it's going to be the best. It's going to be amazing. And your song was Christina Aguilera's Fighter. That's a good one. Sagittarius. My Saggies. How you doing, Saggies? So, with you, Saggies, like I said, it's collective, so it may not resonate with everybody, but the main channeled message I'm getting is that there are some of you that need to calm down and wait on the truth. Wait on resolution. Wait on an outcome. There's some situations with you all, Saggies, that you are dying to know the answers. You're dying to know the outcome. You're dying to know the truth. You've got to practice patience, Saggies. So I know the P word. You got to practice patience. Spirit saying patience, grasshoppers. You need to be patient. There's some of you that have, and it could be, I'm getting medical for some of you, that you're waiting on. Either you haven't gone to the doctor because you're afraid, or you have gone and you're waiting on more care or more steps, treatment, or just that you're waiting on results from some tests or labs, blood work, things like that. You're really concerned. It's going to be okay. You're going to know your outcome. You're going to know your truth soon. But Spirit's telling you, you need to learn to be patient, and you need to focus on other things and not have anxiety about the outcome. You're overthinking the outcome. You're sitting there playing scenarios in your head of, okay, what if plan A, what if this happens, plan A? Okay, well then if that happens, then this is what I'm going to do, or this is how this is going to work. Okay, well if it comes back as this, or if I hear this or that, then this is how I'm going to work and go about it, or how I'm going to respond to it. And you've got everything that you're trying to calculate it in your head, and you need to stop that. You need to just release the outcome and need to let everything come in its time, and keep an open mind and be receptive, and not really focus on a certain outcome. You need to be okay with if there's a different outcome, and accept it is what I'm getting. Be okay and be flexible. You need to slow down with your thinking. You need to stop overthinking and try and create all these scenarios in your head. You're waiting for, and then in some cases it's just you're waiting for the truth. You're thinking, there's a lot of you Saggies out there that are thinking the worst. You're thinking the worst on an outcome, and then you're kind of getting yourself into a defense mechanism of where you're going to be prepared to handle it, when in all actuality, you might not even have to do that. So you're wasting the energy. You need to detach from any outcomes right now. You need to just let everything work itself out. Trust the process, trust the plan. I'm picking up that there's going to be some of you, with whatever news this is, there's going to be a delay. And that's going to stress you out and make you more anxious. Trust the process, trust the plan. The delay happened for a reason. It was for your greatest good. Respond accordingly. There's going to be some situations where you're going to need to, while you're waiting for the outcome and the news, the revelations, whatever, release it, detach. There will be some of you, though, that when you do get this news of whatever you're waiting on, it's going to need some attention. Think before you react, though. Be confident, be timely with it, but don't rush and get your head all in a tizzy and run around in multiple directions, spinning around. Be clear, be concise, and get through it. Stop speculating, overanalyzing, and let everything flow. In the end, it's all going to be okay and work out for you and for your highest good. It's a lesson. It's a lesson in patience, and to kind of settle your mind and practice that P word, which a lot of people aren't a fan of. Okay, Saggies, I got the song. This was out of all the songs that I channeled for this, yours was the most random. It's a song back from I think the mid 80s that Whitney Houston did. She did it, I guess in the mid 80s. It was on one of her first or second album maybe, but it's called Take Good Care of My Heart. So that might resonate with some of you all. You all might be kind of in a situation where you're wondering about somebody's intentions, or if they really do care about you, if they're interested in you. You're going to know the outcome soon on that too. I love you, Saggies. You're some of my favorite people too, actually. I love Saggies. Okay, let's go to Capricorn. Okay, so hello, Cappies. Okay, the main message I'm getting from Spirit is release your tunnel vision. Capricorns tend to be pretty focused. They're laser focused. But because you're laser focused and you have tunnel vision, that can create you missing some details, and that could be missing some people or things in life that are actually around you that you're not seeing, that are right in front of you, and you're just too busy being in your tunnel vision mode. So you need to practice, Spirit's saying you need to open your eyes a little more and look around you. Stop staying so focused and honed in on certain things. You need to open yourself up, expand your horizons. And some of you might be wanting to expand your horizons, and whether that be, it's definitely encouraging, like the card said, getting educated, maybe even going back to school, or just educating yourself. Go and do research, go and and learn and get educated on certain things. If there's something you want to learn, like say you want to learn a musical instrument, then like if you want to learn guitar or something, learn how to do it. Either you can teach yourself, or you can find people that'll teach you, that'll give lessons. There's tons of guitarists and musicians out there that give lessons. So you can do that. Expand your horizons. You're stuck in a pigeonhole. You're just stuck. You got tunnel vision. You're just kind of set in your ways, and you've got this routine, and you're like, okay, yeah, all right, life's okay. It could be better. You're just conforming to the usuals. You're just kind of rinse, lather, repeat. You're not really expanding yourself. You're just kind of stuck. You're like, okay, this is how life is. This is my routine. This is how I like things. It's definitely an earth. Yeah, that's definitely an earth trait for sure. But some of you are extra into that. But you need to grow and evolve. Life can be more enriching if you do that. And the world's waiting for you to see it. The universe is like, hey, we're here. It's here. Come look for it. Stay your course, though. I mean, keep learning, keep growing, keep evolving. But also look around. Get your, okay, the best analogy I'm getting, like say you got your nose in a book. Look up from the book. See, there's a lot going on around you that you're not seeing, that you could be a part of. And it could be a lot of fun. Just be aware. Just be more aware of your surroundings and life, and just have fun. Okay, that's what I got for you. Okay. Oh, and I'm sorry, Capricorn. I'm not going to timestamp it until... I'm not going to timestamp Aquarius yet. Capricorn, your song that was channeled was I've Got My Mind Set on You by good old George Harrison. That's pretty awesome. Love it. Okay, Aquarius, hello. You guys are in your head. Use your discernment. Use your intuition. You've let yourself, there's some of you that have let yourself get into a cloud of confusion and get yourself all mixed up. Step back, get back into your power, get back into your intuition, and you are on the right path. Look around and assess what's real and what's true. Cut out anybody or any situations that aren't serving you. You guys are typically good at that, though. Just really hone in. If you've not been doing that, if you've let yourself get into self-doubts and anxiety and worry, release it and trust your intuition. Look at what's around you, not what's being told to you. Look at the reality. You guys are very based on facts and like facts. And so that's something major for you guys. Just use your discernment. Know what's good for you and not for you, and cut it out. Cut your losses if it's not serving you anymore. Yours is really straight and to the point. I know that I'm spending time on some more than others, but yours is really straight to the point. And your channeled song is a song it's from the late 80s too. It's from a band called Information Society, and it's called What's on Your Mind. So you definitely want to maybe listen to that song. It's a pretty fun song, actually. I like that one. But yeah, just yours is straight to the point. Just trust your intuition. Cut out what doesn't serve you. Keep what serves you. Use your discernment. Keep moving towards situations where you feel good about it. And if there's any sort of confusion, then just either marinate on it for a minute. But if it automatically just tells you don't go towards it, then don't go towards it. Just basically hone in more on your intuition. Last but not least, Pisces. Okay. You guys, the main thing that I got for y'all, the main message is balance. You all have been not you all, I should rephrase that. Some of you, this is a collective, some of you have been off balance. You've been putting too much into one thing and not another. Your life is chaotic. Like, there's some of you that have just been working too much and not having enough fun, not spending time with family or other obligations or other things. And you really need to find that balance. You need to also be a little more mindful of your heart and mind. Also, you need to weigh the pros and cons. You need to be logical. You're emotional, but also you need to be a little more logical. You really need to focus. You really need to set your mind to your intentions and just go with it. And you guys may need to, if you're really having issues with finding your balance, then with things, like say you're at work and you're feeling overwhelmed with what your workload is, you need to go and talk to your boss or somebody there that can help you get to the point to where it's more manageable. Because sometimes they don't even realize that you're overwhelmed, and you sometimes just need to reach out and talk and be effective. And if it's in another aspect of your life, like say you feel like you're doing too much at home and other people aren't carrying their weight, you need to have a conversation. But you need to, or same with a relationship. If you're in a romantic relationship and you feel like you're doing more of the work and the other one is just kind of sitting back, then you need to have a conversation. Basically, step into your power, communicate, find that balance is what your message is what you need to work on. Another short and sweet, quick one, but hey, that's what I'm getting. So your message song is this song's fun too. It's Good Times from Chic, back from, I think it was from the early 80s, maybe the late 70s. But yes, like I said, we got you done. So with that being said, we are wrapping it up. The two card decks I used the box fell for the other. One moment, please. And I'm sorry, I'm grassroots. I shouldn't apologize, but hey, I'm starting. One moment. These card decks today were the Clarifying Life Situations and the Angel Tarot cards, the Radley Valentines. So I used oracles today. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up. And as always, if you want to reach out to me, you can post in the comments or email me at intuitivelissa@gmail.com, and we can book something, or I'll get right back to you about whatever inquiry it is. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all have the rest of your day. And thank you for watching and being here with me. I love y'all. Love and light.